Hey folks, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I installed an Auxbeam system, the Auxbeam 6-gang switch in my truck. Now they have 6-gang and 8-gang relays, and if you haven't played around with these or seen them before, it's actually a really cool thing. It used to be that if you wanted to run things like ditch lights or off-road lights in the front or anything else, you had to run separate wiring into the cab and out to the battery and run relays underneath the hood for every single thing you wanted to do, and that was messy and it made a lot of wiring that you'd run all over the place. This cures all that. It gives you one box under the hood you hook all of your accessories into and one switch panel inside the cab. So it makes everything a lot easier. You basically have to do the tough wiring one time and everything else is easy. Now, if you're interested in this, I do have a link for it down in the description below. This is a universal part, so I'm doing this on a Chevy Colorado, but the same should be true for pretty much any vehicle. So let's get started in the install. I'll show you how we did it. Now the first part of my setup is something you won't have to do if you have the 8-gang, just the 6-gang here. I had to install a bus bar here to connect all of my grounds to, and I actually had to do a little bit of grinding here to get the thing to clear around the wiper bottle. But once I got it in there, I can now hook all my grounds in to this piece, and now I need to make a little jumper cable that's going to run between that bar and the actual ground connect on the truck. So I really quick glued something together and connected it to the ground. Like I said, you don't have to do this if you get the 8-gang switch, just the 6-gang switch. Just be aware of that. Next, I mounted the relay box with some self-tapping screws to the front of the truck. Following the mounting of the relay box, you then hook the ground line from the relay box to a chassis ground on the truck, followed up by the switch 12-volt line. This has to hook into one of your fuses. It comes with the added fuse, so you don't have to buy a separate one. I wound up using the 4-wheel drive fuse. And then finally, you hook the main 12-volt line that runs to the relay box to the battery. All the hardware for this portion is included, so there's nothing else you have to buy. And at this point, everything should work, so it's a good idea to key on the truck and make sure everything works before you start running all the wiring up into the cab. Now, the part of the installation that I found the trickiest was routing this wire. This little wire loomed wire is the wire that you run all the way up into the cab of your truck. And this always seems to be the thing that people struggle with. Now, every car that I've had that I've run any sort of system like this in, I've always gone through one of the grommets on the driver's side. In one case, I went through a grommet that went around the steering column. In this case, I went through the grommet that houses the big wiring loom that runs into the cab. Now, I'm going to show you right now the easiest way to do it, and I had to do it this way on this truck because I only have one arm due to a little incident I had about a year ago. And how I did that was with a stick. I literally taped a X-Acto blade onto this, put it straight through here, and poked a little hole in the grommet. Then I used masking tape, and I masking taped the end of the wire loom through there, and I just pushed it all the way through. Once it was through, I went inside the cab of the truck and pulled it through underneath the dash. Now the screen unhooks so you can push the wire through, and then you can reconnect it once you get inside, but this is the process that I use to mount the screen. Now it comes with different mounts, so you can mount it a bunch of different ways, but I found this mount actually on Etsy. There's a guy on there who's making these, 3D printing them and shipping them out. So if you happen to have a Colorado, I will have a link for this thing below because I really like how this thing worked out. It mounts it right in the middle of the dashboard, and now I've got all my controls right where I need them in between my seat heaters. So now when I'm going down the road and I need to turn on and off my lights, I can just reach down and click them. Now it does come with those little stickers, so you can put a sticker on each light so it looks like a nice professional clean install with everything labeled. So installing this on our truck was just the beginning. We've got a lot of other stuff to install. We're going to be putting ditch lights. You can see them already mounted on the truck, but I'm going to have a video on how to install ditch lights. We're going to be putting additional lights on the front, a backup light on the back, a dust light on the back because we off-road in the desert, some AC and DC plugs in the bed of the truck. So if you want to see all those videos, hit that subscribe button so you know when they come out. Let me know what you think I should add because I do have 6 relays in there and I want to use them all. So if you got any ideas that I haven't thought of, please leave a comment down in the description below and maybe I'll give it a shot. And of course, thanks for watching.